But he said he drain snaked it. He said, I did it a couple of times. I don't have anywhere to sit my phone down at, but here, let's try to figure something out. Let's see. Turn this flashlight off. Since I got the bright light from the phone. Right? Bro said he cleaned out the drain. I don't know if you can see that. We're sitting up against this. Well, you know what? I'm going to just stab this in the ground. Will it hold? He said I don't know if you can even see me drain cleaning, but he said he did it a couple of times. He said, it's just not, the clog's not draining. Granted, I had this drain snake. And I actually talked about coming on here and putting the clean out. But the wife and kids, I got kids, so I was like, I'll work. I got a full-time job. I don't have time to do this. I was just like, man, I don't have time for it. And so I was just like, man, let me hire a plumbing company. I'm not going to say names, Canadies, but, I've done plumbing before. And, normally when you hire somebody for a job, you expect the job to get done. You say, can't do it, sorry. Can't do it. It's got to be septic tank. We need to get the septic tank cleaned. Well, here's the problem. Septic tank's dry. So it's not a septic tank issue. The septic tank's fine. Okay. So, obviously the clog somewhere. It's definitely close to the septic tank. I'm a mechanic. Sorry, guys. I shouldn't say this, but, if a mechanic can still do the job. We got people saying, I'm a mechanic. If a mechanic can't do their job, we get in trouble. So if I'm a full-fledged supposed plumber, and I'm told, sorry, but it's septic side, just kind of odd. Septic side. Wow, that's kind of odd. I'm thinking to myself, well, you're a mechanic. If I can't install a starter or an engine or anything else, I'm looked at as obsolete, so if you're a plumber and you can't clear a clog or aren't going to bother to even attempt it. And this is, just so you know, this drain snake's about 50 foot. To my septic from my actual drain is less than 50 foot. It's actually, just a guesstimation here, about 15 foot. I only had to army crawl about 15 feet under my house to get to this thing. I don't have time to do this, guys. In fact, I worked a 14-hour shift. You think I want to be doing this? No, I don't think so. That's why you hire the professionals to figure it out for you. I'm already almost done with my drain snake, by the way. It's sitting in my septic. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't have the electric stuff. I don't have any of that cool electric stuff that everybody's got. And I just got poo water in my face. Thank goodness. I'm going to have gonorrhea after this one. I'm just saying, if you're going to do a job, do it right. The biggest thing I have to say is, I didn't ask a plumber to come out here because I couldn't do the job. I asked the plumber to come out here because I thought it was a fair job for somebody who does it for a living. And I also didn't expect him to say, hey, after I get done with this job, that's, in my mind, very rudimentary. The crawl space, I'm sorry, yeah, it's a little small. I understand the crawl space thing. I get that, if you want to add a premium, say it's like $200 for the crawl space. I don't care. But we're cool with that, you know? And then you got your service fee. But to give me a quote for almost $1,200, because you came out here, you crawled under here, and you opened my clean out, and from what I can tell, you didn't drain snake it. If you did, I don't know how far you went. I don't know how much they charge for how far you go. I mean, maybe you got a 200-foot drain snake, and they're like, well, we only charge X amount of dollars for 20 feet. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I know. I'm just a guy. I'm a mechanic. I don't have anything. Oh, I'm almost bottom of my septic tank here at this point, guys. When you say you drain snake multiple times, what does that mean? You know, because the clog's all the way back toward the septic tank. So how far did you go? Nothing against the guy that came out here. I'm just saying. But just, you know, the plumbing company that I won't mention did tell me that, oh, well, you hadn't had your septic tank cleaned out. I did, actually. When we bought this property, we had it cleaned out. We had it cleaned out, dude. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. Septic tank's clear. So, is it the pipe that goes into the septic tank? Do we just consider that septic? Or when I call a plumber out and I ask them to help me clear a clog in my pipes, is that septic? Because the septic is a whole different unit. The septic actually holds and houses all the poop and the urines and the waters, and it goes into a drain field. The last time I remember being a plumber, your job is to clear clogs. So, septic or not, I don't see how a clog that's going towards the septic becomes a septic issue. I'm just not sure of how that all plays out, because this is my housing plumbing that goes into the septic, but the clog is before the septic. So how do we clarify that that's a septic issue when I called you about a clog? And the clog is before the septic. I'm gonna have to call my university friends. Maybe they'll tell me that, you know, I'm wrong. I don't know. But I'm gonna pull this back out. This drain snake can go wherever it wants to go. But just so you know, that clog is cleared. I hit the blockage, actually. Felt it, and I felt it break through. So, you know, maybe it wasn't a septic issue. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm not a plumber, so, but I will talk with my plumber friend again and make sure I'm 100% sure on how that all works out. Thank you, guys.